Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Roofing Contractor, Walls and Ceilings, and Building Enclosure, and honored to be joined here today with Jamie Gentoso, the Global Head of Solutions and Products Business Unit, and currently the President of the Building Envelope Division for Holcim. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much, Jill, for having me today. It's exciting to be here and talking to you.
Most definitely. I also have Rick D'Amato, our editorial director for Roofing Contractor, and Art Eisner, our editor. So we've got lots to talk about with you today, Jamie, but I really just want to start off by just hearing more about, you. But first of all, welcome to the roofing industry. And how does it feel to be in the roofing industry?
It feels great. I can't say, I've been in the construction industry my entire career. I actually started in college in construction management, and then, actually worked for Holcim direct out of college. So I progressed, through my career. I'm a civil engineer by training. I hold a professional engineering license. And just been a part of the construction industry, an industry that I've loved for a long, long time. So I can't say it's much different being in the roofing industry than it is being in the cement and concrete industry. But I've entered it at probably the most exciting time.
So you started to tell a little bit about your background, but give us, what is your background? Tell us more about you and who's Jamie Gentoso?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I'm a wife and a mother. So I am the mother of 3 children who are 13, 11, and 10. So that's what I do in my downtime, is spend a lot of time with my family. But I mentioned I'm a professional engineer, worked in construction entire career. I'm very passionate about sustainability, something that I got involved with early on when I was with Holcim, as we were trying to push substitutes for cement. And I worked a lot with architects and engineers on LEED certified buildings and such, and really getting them to choose products that had less impact. So I think there's a big space for that. It's I guess sad in some ways that it's what I was doing, 20 years ago, and we're still trying to do it now to convince people to use, products with lower impact. I think it's an exciting time right now, though, because we're starting to see things change faster than ever. It's a great time to be a part of an industry that, I think can adopt and take on this change, faster and help, change the building sector, right? We all know that buildings are responsible for 40% of the world's CO2. We need to build better, and the roof is a huge part of that. So that's why, from a Holcim perspective, we're investing in these type of businesses because we know that we can use these products to make buildings better.
Jamie, you mentioned a key word there, change. You're driving the rebrand of Firestone Building Products to Elevate right now under the Holcim umbrella. That was news that created a lot of buzz in roofing circles when you made the announcement. Please tell us about that rebrand. What's been the reaction? How's it going?
Yeah, so I can start from the beginning. When we purchased Firestone, we knew that we didn't get to keep the Firestone Building Products name nor the brand Firestone. So I think it's important to differentiate and say that we had kind of 2 things here, right? The name of the company, Firestone Building Products, and then the name of our premium brand Firestone, right? Our commercial line of roofing. So we knew that we weren't going to get to keep it. It wasn't even on the table. So we looked at it really as an opportunity, and an opportunity to relook at how and reinvent who we are, but also keep a lot of the elements of the great things around what Firestone was and its legacy. And I think you'll see that in everything that we did. So one of the things is we did a lot of research. We started this from the very beginning. This started last May. We closed in April, and by May we were starting to choose our partners and our rebrand and all of that. And through the process, we talked to hundreds of people, not just about the Firestone brand, but about our other brands. So Geico and Genflex and Gentite, what that meant to them. And then also conversations around what Holcim meant to people and what Holcim brought to the table. And 2 things that came about in a lot of those conversations. The first one was that, Holcim is a respected brand within the building industry, and it holds a lot of weight. So, and it's a, large global company. So important that we consider that as we rebrand. And then the other piece is that, we need to kind of drive what we'll call a red thread through all of it. and as we move forward, not forget who we were and maintain some of that. So that's really where we ended up where we are. So Firestone Building Products, the company, became the Holcim Building Envelope division, which is what many of our brands stand under. So now when you look at Elevate, a lot of people want to call us, instead of Firestone, call us Elevate. Elevate is our commercial line of roofing, right? Just like Malarkey Building Products, whom we just purchased, is also our residential line of roofing. And then we have Geico, our line of coating. So underneath the Holcim Building Envelope is a lot of these great brands, which will continue to stand up. We've got the same great people and the same great products. So that was a beautiful thing. We didn't have to change our product names. So Full Force, Ultra Ply, all of those things remain. So, yeah, I mean, to go back to your original questions, it's going well. It's been a long process. What we are so excited about is the engagement that we're getting with it, right? People are excited about it. Our sales reps are excited about it. Our team is internally excited about it. And I think what they're interested in is what this means to them. And in the end, I think, Elevate in the name is really our commitment to high quality products, and that will continue to elevate who we are. Continue to innovate, provide sustainable solutions to the world. But we've got the same great people and the same great products behind it. So
Specifically, I did want to follow up on the name itself.
Yeah.
Was that the outcome of some of this research, or what? Can you talk about just the genesis of that? Because it
yeah,
is a big decision. You could have chosen almost anything.
yeah, well, yes and no. I will tell you, it is extremely difficult to trademark a brand in 70 countries. And not only just trademark a brand in 70 countries, but also something that means something to everybody, right? That translates well across markets and all of that kind of thing. We had hundreds of names that we were choosing from. And in the end, we really wanted something that carried on the legacy of who Firestone was, our brand of products, and what it represents. But also just it shows who we are to the industry and what we can do and how we can continue that same legacy, but in a better way overall, right? Elevate it.
All right. And as far as the rollout logistically, all of the products, all the packaging, has all of that been, is all that being phased in or taken care of already? What's that process like for contractors to expect?
That's done yesterday. All done yesterday. No, just kidding. It is quite a process. And that's also why we started early. We knew we only had a 3-year horizon for the brand. And we have a number of certifications, licenses, and specifications and such that all need to be changed. So we are in the process now. So the first part is launching the name and telling people who we are. And then we start down that process of actually phasing out Firestone Building Products and the use of Firestone. I have a hard time even getting out of my vocabulary. So, it's going to take us a lot of time for that to happen. But the next big milestone is the actual legal entity name change, which will happen October 3rd. And that's when Firestone Building Products, our legal entity name will be Holcim Solutions and Products US. So that will be essentially what our legal entity will become. And when that happens, or as in that process, we will slowly change everything over the next 6 months. And really that date, October 3rd, is when we will stop using, for the most part, Firestone Building Products. So it'll be over the next 2 years, as you see packaging change out, all the licenses and certifications and all of that kind of thing. So it is a process. We have 55,000 licenses, certifications, and it's a lot of work that the team has to do, and we have a lot of people behind us doing it. And then the spec work is a lot of will be a big lift as well. But we've got the team, and we've got a lot of people to support us in order to do it.
The industry has a few events or trade shows between from now until then. Well, what will be the presence at those shows? Will there still be Firestone there, or will it be different?
Nope, it will be different. Yeah, we've already had one trade show in Latin America where we launched and showed the Elevate brand. So we will not create any new collateral, with the Firestone brand on it. Everything new that we come out with will have Elevate or Holcim Building Envelope, wherever that's applicable.
If I may, Art?
Yeah.
Please, Rick, it's all you.
Jamie, thank you very much for joining us today. Congratulations on your new position, a challenging position, no doubt, even if it weren't for all the excitement of a brand change. Taking command of a large commercial roof manufacturing, residential roof manufacturing, and coatings and foam applications manufacturing. Big job. Tell us, how have some of your experiences with Holcim over these years, since your start as a technical services engineer, shaped your vision for what this building envelope division is going to become, and how has it played a role in your career growth?
Oh man, well, that's a big question. Through my career, I have had the opportunity to do other acquisitions in different spaces and taking our business into other spaces. So for example, I worked in the chemical admixtures area. We acquired a fiber company, we acquired a color company. So brought in kind of one of them, actually both of them, family-owned companies into a public company. So had those experiences in the past. I think you're always learning in everything that you do. I think the other piece, I came into, when I came back to LafargeHolcim in 2018, and I came to lead our US cement division. We were LafargeHolcim at the time, and it was the merger of two large companies. And coming in, I guess 2 years after the merger of two large companies, and being that somewhat neutral person, not being from either, and saying, hey guys, we have to run the business and build this culture in our own and new way. I think I've taken that perspective and trying to get rid of any hangover from the old parent, then. And I took that and I said that here and said, hey guys, we're a new company. It's no longer Bridgestone. You've got a new parent with a new vision for who, we are going to be. And I think a lot of people have been very excited about that. I think the other piece, and this is one thing I thought I should mention earlier, but about the brand. And one thing that our people have said that they really like about our new brand is when they talk to people, they don't have to describe who we are not, right? We are not the tire division. We are the roofing division. And it's a nice thing to be able to describe who you are and not who you are not. So I think that's something that's really exciting about Firestone being part of Holcim, and now being under the Holcim, brand as well. So, I mean, through the years, I've had a number of experiences that have led me to now. Another key experience I had, I did leave Sika for a period of time, and I went to an architectural products company. I had spent 20 years essentially in cement and concrete exclusively, and really learned in the short period of time that I was there that business is business, right? Construction is construction. And there's all fundamentals to that. And really a lot of what it comes down to is people. And having the right people in the right places and motivating them properly, and giving them a vision for where you're going, and making sure everybody's marching in the same direction. So I think getting into this space with Firestone Building Products and into roofing and I guess being new to it, I didn't see it as a difficult challenge. It was, I mean, obviously a challenge because we entered into the business at a crazy, crazy time, right? I think we can all admit that. But I don't think anybody could have been prepared for that. So
I'll share this with you about roofing, and you probably already know this about construction as a general rule. There's not a non-crazy time in this industry. It is always something, and this just happens to be today's drama. But to illuminate just a little bit, the blending of the cultures of the two groups of good people that you're now bringing together to create the building envelope division, particularly the Elevate brand. How's that going? I know it's going to take a lot less time than 2 years to make that happen. It sounds like you got a pretty good plan. Tell us just a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I think one of the things, as we got a closer look at Firestone Building Products as Holcim a couple years back, we saw that the culture was quite similar to our own, right? It is I will say, a resilient culture. I laughed when you said that about there's never a non-dramatic period or whatever. There's always something going on. But this team was, and the way that the groups work together and such was very similar similar to Wholesome, so we didn't see it as a difficult integration from that perspective. And it also being a public company as well also led it to work very well together. Very, very driven by shareholder value and that kind of thing. Understanding costs and what's important, and so we didn't see the cultures as very different. I do think, though, that the thing that this team was not ready for is the level of investment that Wholesome was willing to put in to the business in order to grow it. We've doubled the capital budget, in order to continue to grow the business, improve the reliability of the assets. I think that's one thing that Wholesome brought to Firestone Building Products in particular. We are a manufacturing organization that the reliability of our plants is extremely important. Our cement plants run 24/7 and typically only have 1 to 2 shutdowns a year, right? So we brought a lot of this, idea of reliability is important, and that being a manufacturing organization is something that's important to us. So we've infused a lot of capital in the business. We expect digitization. Also, that's something that Wholesome is very focused on in moving forward. Machine learning and AI, building plants of tomorrow, and and all of that. An investment in the company is, again, somewhere where Wholesome is very focused, that I don't think that this team had in the past, that also has brought a lot of excitement overall.
Well, our roofing contractor readers and viewers are always going to be appreciative of better productivity from your end of the chain. But one of the things that they would be concerned about, and maybe you could illuminate just a little bit for us, is the customer-facing people, your marketing channels. How do you see that maybe changing or being a little different than what they had in the past with Firestone?
So that is something that we are not changing at all. The people that are representing us are not changing. So we're maintaining the rep model that we have. We have a great group of reps out there for us. I would put them up against any group out there. I mean, I can, essentially from what they've been through to where we are now and still supporting us. And, I think it's the industry in general, but they have been very resilient in all of that. So we do not plan to change that. What we do plan to change, and, this is something that I saw from the very beginning, is improving the customer experience, right? So I think there's a lot of things that we can do to digitize, to give our customers tools and such to do their jobs easier and better. So that is one thing that I've set up as an expectation of this team, is where do we need to invest so that we can make the customer experience overall better. So we are very focused on that and already well on our way. So, so from tools that they might outwardly see to like inward tools with supply chain software that helps us do better at planning and all of that kind of thing. We're doing a lot of that work. So I hope that, the customer piece and the contractors will see a much better, ex-Firestone, but elevate in the future.
Well, you certainly got 3 very prominent product lines that are very well followed in the industry. I know you got a great contractor base, and I know that you're going to do everything you can to make sure they're happy, and that your partnerships are solid. But what kind of product line additions, deletions, changes, new adventures? What are you looking for first in the near future, at least?
Yeah, so I think you'll continue to see us invest in our current product lines, right? So we've already announced our new plant in Salt Lake City, our new polyiso plant. So you can expect that you'll see more from that. We just announced the acquisition of SES Foam down in Houston. So that will more than triple our ability to service the market from a spray foam perspective. We will continue to invest in areas like coatings, and from a product innovation perspective, we will look to either purchase companies that can bring new innovations to us and new product lines to us in those areas, or we've got some things in the coffers ourselves. We are also focused, one key area in making sure that our supply chain is very robust. in terms of trying to find those areas where we can make sure that we can continue to supply the market even when there are issues within the market in certain areas. So doing some really innovative projects right now in R&D to replace key raw materials that do cause us issues. We'll continue to develop products that make our customers' jobs easier. So you'll start to see some more product releases there in the future. I'm not going to speak specifics right now, but some neat things from an automation perspective that we're working on that you might not expect out of traditional Firestone, but you will see out of Holcim Building Envelope. I mean, just further development within the current product lines that we're in. I do think insulation is going to be a key area for us because we're gonna, we need to make buildings more efficient, right? And we need to continue to focus on, finding better solutions for insulation, lower cost, higher efficiency, all of that kind of thing.
Well, of course, roofing contractor is always going to report on your news and the new products that you roll out. We're pretty darn good at that, I think. And Jamie, as I read some of your bio and your background, I was really excited to learn that your history involves a lot of involvement with foundations and industry associations. Your legacy firm is the only visionary supporter of the Roofing Alliance, which is the foundation of the National Roofing Contractors Association. How will your history of all this involvement enhance that relationship? And what can Holcim Building Envelope Division bring to the table, specifically to the national roofing scene?
Yeah, so first, one of the areas that I've been most passionate about, there's in the concrete industry, we have a program called the Concrete Industry Management Program, which is a degree program in concrete technology and business. So it's at 5 universities, and it's something that that the concrete industry built up themselves because they realized, like, nobody wakes up and says, I think I want to be in the concrete industry when I grow up, right? And I might dare say it might be the same about roofing, unless your family was in roofing. You didn't wake up and say, I want to be in the roofing business. So that's a great program that I was a part of the board and really driving, and I also taught in the program. So I think it's very, very important for us as an industry and to get involved. And you've got to get out to colleges and you've got to talk about what a great industry this is and drive people to it, because that's how we're going to get good people. So I'm very passionate about trying to pull young people into this industry and get them thinking about it, right out of school. So right out of even high school, and trying to get them and pull them into this industry. So, that's something that I would always advocate for, that we be a part of anytime that we can try to, get young people and a diverse group of young people, right? And I think that that's something that I was actually pretty good at, and going to talk to like undeclared students, and, half of them in the room, women that never imagined themselves, even entering a technical career at all. So I was very proud of the fact that we had the highest percentage women in the CIM program at NJIT. So I think it's super important that people like myself get out there and talk about what a great industry this can be. And I would encourage any other leaders in the roofing industry to do that also. The other piece that I feel is really important is investing into research and further research as foundations and such. So I'm very involved in that, still on the other side of the table on the concrete side, because I think it's super important. And I am happy to get involved, and I will push our team to get involved and anything and support NRCA and anything that they're doing related to those 2 topics specifically, but also very open to just developing the industry in general.
Well, we've got a lot of exciting things for you to do in the roofing industry, believe me. And I'm not gonna. This is really about you, not about these other items. But I'm gonna ask that you put some time aside for me at some point in the coming year to talk about the things we're doing when it comes to developing young people, developing our workforce and our training programs and all these other things. So I'm gonna hush up about that. But this is our platform. This is Roofing Contractor. We speak right to the industry, particularly, as our name says, to roofing contractors. Before I get off my soapbox, I'll just ask you, What's your message to roofing contractors in North America?
So my message to, roofing contractors out there, especially our master contractors that have been doing business with us for years and years, you've got the same great products, the same great people behind the Elevate brand that you've been working with. And we are only going to get better, right? We are only going to bring, more sustainable, more innovative products to market. We will continue to expand our product line and service you even better, because that's really what we're focused on. And then for those that aren't doing business with us, give us a try. I think that you'll discover that we have great people and that we can service you perhaps better than the competition. But I think, there's room for all of us out there, but I do believe that Holcim Building Envelope and Elevate is the best solution that we can offer roofing contractors.
Thank you very much. Thanks again for joining us today. And Jill, I'm going to toss it back your way.
Yeah, sounds great. Jamie, it's so exciting to hear about all the details of everything that's been evolving over the last few months since you've joined, and probably more than just a few months, but it feels like time flies so quickly. I guess if anybody has any questions for you, Jamie, or Holcim, or anything about Elevator or any of the other great product lines that you have, how is the best way to get a hold of your company, of people within the company?
You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us, in social media networks everywhere. So we're still in the same place as we were before, and our people haven't changed. Our sales rep haven't changed. So, at this time, there's really no change in what people are seeing and how they can reach us.
Oh, that sounds great. That makes it easy. We like it when things are easy, right?
Right.
Fabulous. Well, again, Jamie, it's a total honor to speak with you today, and we look forward to speaking with you more as things unfold. And if anybody has any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com, wconline.com, or buildingenclosureonline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free content, whether it's our e-news, our e-magazine, or even our website, so you can see all the great videos and interviews like this one today with Jamie, and more that will be coming down the road. But most importantly, please stay safe and healthy, and we can't wait to talk to you again. Thanks again so much, Jamie.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey!